Hello guys, this is Glenn from Sydney CBD Repair Center, and today we have another Huawei P30 Pro here in the repair shop, and it's got a broken display, but it's working. What's up with that? So first thing we're gonna do is to test the display itself. To what extent is this damage all about? And you can see that it's still working, but it's got a very bad crack at the back and in the front. So it's been dropped at the back, and the force and the impact of that drop is obviously transferred to the front display. So we're just gonna tape it up. Since we're gonna reuse this back cover, it's gonna be tricky to remove a cracked glass with adhesive, so David is gonna take precautions by prepping this back cover, and then once we are done with that, we're gonna pry off the back cover. It's got very strong adhesive. Huawei P30 Pros are very well made, but if you're not careful and if you dropped it, there's a lot of glass that can break if you don't have a protector or a case or even a skin for that matter. So we're just gonna slowly go through this adhesive and then pry it on the left side. We're on the final phase now, and then pull it out. We're gonna put that to the side because we're gonna reuse it later, and then we're gonna remove the covers for the main board and the daughter board. You can see there's a wireless charging module that is attached to the shroud. That's pretty nice. We're gonna remove this connector over the battery. We're not gonna remove the connector for the battery. We're gonna attach the connector for the replacement display to see if it's working. This is a very common strategy from David and in other repaired devices that we have here. We can just test out the replacement display while the device is half disassembled, so that way we can't waste our time opening up the device that really needs a new battery rather than a new display, or if the damage is really extensive in that it's not really a matter of broken display anymore. And David is there inverted because the camera is on the bottom right there. He's just testing it for now. If you have problems with your smartphone and you go to a repair center, David is the guy to approach. He's gonna do the repairs. Pretty amazing expert smartphone fixer, that David. Then we're gonna try to shut it down now and then remove the display safely and put it to the side for now. Since we're gonna remove the broken one, we're gonna remove that finally. Also gonna remove the battery since the connector for the display is underneath the battery. That's why these kinds of repairs sometimes are very complicated due to the fact that parts are piled up in a very tight space that you have to remove them one by one so that you can get access to the part that you need to fix. We have this prying tool that we also used on the back display. Now we're gonna use some X-Acto knife to slice through the adhesive. We're still gonna be very careful, but the priority now is to remove this broken display. We're not gonna reuse this, so a bit of force is necessary. We're gonna be taking some risk here. But we all know that David is good at taking risk and still making the device work at the end. I'm also gonna use this plastic card to slice through tons of adhesives at the back of the display. It's still very sticky. So a lot of times the repair itself is straightforward, but in between the steps you have a lot of obstacles like this, like a very strong adhesive, or a part is not budging even if you remove the screws. But the secret is not really to force something if you're not sure what you're doing. So David is now through that and now applying fresh liquid glue to the same part where there's the stock adhesive, so that it will hold on to the new display. So if you have smartphones with water resistance, like Samsung's that can go underwater, if you remove the stock adhesive, we can't really guarantee that it's gonna be waterproof. So knowing that this is not really factory glue that we're using, although this is up to standard, we have used this a lot. This is a very strong glue, sufficient to hold your new display for many years. So yeah, just bear that in mind. And now we're gonna reattach the battery, all the connectors. Thankfully, we don't have to remove everything, like the main board or the daughter board. So right now we're just gonna screw them back in and then do our preliminary testing. The cameras are all working. It's really a good indicator. And the buttons as well, the speakers, the antenna cables for the Wi-Fi, speakers for the earpiece. So once all that are checked, we can just do our final reassembly process, close up the device and give it to the client. So if you have the same issue with your Huawei P30 Pro or other Huawei models, you can visit us here in Sydney CBD Repair Center, or your local repair service center, or a technician, or a friend that knows how to fix stuff. No matter what you do, just do something about your broken device and save some money and avoid buying new stuff. You can also help the environment reduce waste by prolonging the life of your existing smartphone. So this is it for us. Thanks for joining, guys. We'll see you again next time. Take good care. And cheers!
If you want your smartphone fixed for a very reasonable price, you may contact Sydney CBD Repair Center. We also provide mail-in repair services for customers outside of Australia or Sydney. Just message us so we can arrange the shipping of your device.